Hello and welcome back, YouTube. Oh yes, I'm going out the stairs. I love leaving this clinic through the stairs. It looks like someplace I'm just not supposed to be. Look at this little secret hiding space here. Woo! That's the, all you need to do is put up a little wall right here and you got yourself a Harry Potter room. Well, they can shelter one customer there. Oh, there you are! What? I did. I just texted you. Okay, good. The guy upstairs in the mask, I forget his name. You know what I mean? In the window. Yeah. He said he got through, and your ride is on the way.
Oh, good.
So
it's
don't.
a good thing I'm out here.
Whatever you do, don't miss it.
Yeah.
That's my car is over this way. You can't.
Oh, yeah.
You can't.
You have a Saturn?
I do have a Saturn.
I like Saturn.
I love Saturn.
Me too.
I never can beat it. Everybody else laughs at me for having a Saturn. They're like, "Oh, those are so terrible. He quit making them."
No, my dad.
No, General Motors business management was so bad they had to quit making them.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise, everything GM would have disappeared. I mean, it's not like Oldsmobiles and Pontiacs were bad, but they disappeared at the same time.
My dad had a nice Saturn. He had a nice family car.
Want to take a peek at mine?
Mm-hmm.
I love this car.
I want to look at it.
People tell me it's kind of rough, but it's my baby, and it's my second Saturn. It is my second Saturn. I
like Saturn.
long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, when I was married, I had a 2001 Saturn SL that the ex-wife bought in 2001 as a brand. Like, we were the first, she was the first owner, and we started dating literally the week she bought that car. And then we got married afterwards, and I made all the payments on it. So, oh wait, I'm over here. I usually end up parking over there.
Nice. That's nice.
Yeah, it was a lot nicer before some asshole with no registration rear-ended me. I was sitting at a red light and some guy smacked. Yeah, it's an 06 Ion.
Oh,
But I love how it's plastic, so it didn't. On a normal car, that accident would have trashed the car. Yeah. And while this isn't pretty, once I get the money for it, all I got to do is just
replace that.
Yeah, just replace that panel, replace the bumper cover. You can see the bumper underneath is fine, and you can see from the shape of my trunk and the fact I can pop it open that it's fine.
That's a nice car.
It's not a bad car, and it gets about 37-ish to the gallon.
Nice.
And it's, is it a fast car? Fuck no, it's a Saturn.
Right.
But it's a real fuel efficient car. It's a little bit messy inside, but it's, I need some seat covers. My seats are starting to look kind of rough. But yeah, it drives really good.
I want to get a Saturn.
And no, I love this car.
I like Saturn.
And if you're driving back and forth to Maricopa,
yeah,
you probably don't want a giant gas guzzling SUV.
Right.
I don't understand. Every time I drive that road out to there,
there's tons of SUVs.
you see all these people driving like that GMC killing machine over there.
Yes.
And they're bitching about the price again. Oh God, it costs me so much money to drive to work. Well, here's a couple of concepts. A, don't live so fucking far from work, and B, why'd you buy a gas guzzling killing machine? You should have bought yourself a used Saturn.
Right.
Well, hey, I gotta go. It's nice meeting you, and yes, keep watching. He did say it's on the way, so.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Well, that was really cool. I absolutely don't remember her name, but I hung out here at the clinic, chatting her up a whole lot longer than I probably should have, because we were having a pretty good time just talking about stuff, and kind of disappointed to find, oh look, I'm going the wrong direction. See the arrows in front of me? My take on that is this: if you're going to make the lanes through a parking lot one way, then you need to make the parking spaces off of them at a 45-degree angle to give clear direction that it's one way. And you need to have more signs like that. I pulled out of a street parking spot that I pulled into quite some time ago. Like, expect me to remember that it was one way? And there wasn't a lot of obvious signage anyway. So what are the odds of me coming in and not even realizing it was one way? And mind you, I'm somebody that knows it's one way. So those are pretty cool. The Toyota Land Cruisers. I drive ones just like that at work. It says TRO on the back. I don't know what it stands for. So that's a more recent Prius that I just passed on the right. Yesterday, I finally got to drive one of the brand new Priuses. Or is it Prii? What's the plural of Prius? Is it Priuses or Prii? Or is it Prius? Is more than one Prius just referred to as Prius? If anybody knows the answer to that question, please answer in the comments. And while you're at it, I'm going to need some kind of a source to back that up. So I'm not just taking somebody's word on the plural Prius. Look at that mural on the right. That's pretty cool. Oh, so I feel like I accomplished everything that I set out to do here. While at the same time, not really accomplishing anything. Just realized I got Obama Phone 3 in my hand. Why? Because I was trying to save the date and the time. 3:22 p.m., still Friday, November 17th. Priscilla called me. She wanted me to drive her to the bank and to the grocery store. I'm like, yeah, how about a $5 Waymo? I got a promo email. I'm not sure if they still got that deal going on. I got a promo email from Waymo probably about a month ago saying $5 local rides, and I don't think there was a limit. Like pretty much anywhere in their coverage area to anywhere else in the coverage area, $5. But it's only in the daytime, which I think would include right now. Yeah, I could have used that for a ride to work, and I probably would be fully taking advantage of that, if not for the fact that that deal doesn't include the time when I get off work. And that's when I have less options to ride home. I mean, obviously, from the bulk of my work commute, if I'm not driving, I'm going to use the SkyTrain. That's just a no-brainer from the rental car center at Sky Harbor. But that still leaves me trying to get from 44th Street Station to home. And there was at least one time where I ended up taking a Waymo home because the bus didn't show up. Wow, they are opening a brand new Cane's on the left, where that gas station that was always pretty sketchy used to be. I haven't been through here in a while. That's pretty exciting. I like Cane's. Not that I spend much money on Cane's. I'm trying to spend absolutely nothing on fast food these days. I'm still not where I need to be financially, but I'm slowly getting there. Slowly, still working. Now, I am making a conscious decision to make less money this weekend. I said that I would be at a house party and I would bring my karaoke set up there. I didn't ask for any financial compensation. And I'm going to do that because I think it would be really good exposure for my karaoke, and it could lead to additional future gigs. And I'm thinking if I put out a tip jar, I might actually get some tips. I don't know. See how it works. Nothing else. I'm going to have some good times that isn't working, and that's a good thing too. Wow, look at the inbound traffic on Indian School Road. Yikes. You know, I have thoughts and solutions for this, but to say, oh, it's light rail, it's transit, well, not the way it's being done here. And keep in mind, I would say over 90% of the people that are in that little backup there on Indian School wouldn't use any form of public transit, even if it was quick and convenient, because they love their cars. I love my car, and I drive a beat-up Saturn. Nice to finally meet somebody who thinks this is a cool car. I don't get that very often. So I did meet with my case manager, and I met with my case manager fairly quick. Benefits specialist wasn't there. She told me what days she is there. I've already forgotten. Should have texted myself that information. My bad for not doing it. Whoops. I did get another bus pass. That's a good thing. I did not get a green arrow to finish this turn. That's not a good thing, but now I'm wishing I had just went straight and taken the freeway from Indian School to Highland. It seems silly going 3/4 of a mile on a freeway, but this is one of those weird instances where it would have worked better than being stuck in this left turn lane. I just really thought I was going to make it through this light change, but I didn't. And I can partially blame it on this guy in the Chevy Trax in front of me not being in the intersection, waiting for a gap to turn left. There was a blinking yellow, which is the equivalent of a green without an arrow on it, which means you can go as long as there's no oncoming traffic. So I don't understand why this guy wasn't pulled out at the intersection waiting to go, aside from the fact that drivers aren't taught very well, and he's probably pea-shy about turning left and had to wait for that green arrow. Love the artwork of that taco shop on the right there. So yeah, pretty good meeting with my case manager. She seemed very frazzled and overworked, and she did admit that yeah, it's completely on her that I haven't got that done, but that she will let my judge know that she's trying to handle that. She's trying to handle that, blah, blah, blah. I told her to send me an email letting me know all that stuff. That way I would have an email that I could at least share with my attorney when I go back to court in about a week and a half. I'm kind of wishing I had recorded that conversation, but I'm reasonably sure recording in the lobby of that clinic is violating all kinds of HIPAA laws. Even recording my own conversation if it's not in like a private meeting room. Anyway, I think I'll be okay in court. As my case manager said, you know, yeah, I've been there, and she just hasn't been able to locate me a suitable group and a suitable location at a suitable time that I can attend. But she made it sound like she's had zero time to work on it because she's got too much of a caseload. And of course, I threw in, yeah, so it'd be nice if people would vote for representatives that don't cut funding for mental health care. As if that's going to happen. There's a very attractive woman to the left walking a dog. So it blows my mind, all these packet stack apartments going in this area. And of course, none of those are remotely affordable, and even if they were, that's not the kind of place I want. I have a left blinker on. Quit trying to pass me, asshole. Oh, and of course, now he's changing lanes. It wasn't about being in his lane, it was just about being ahead of me. Headed over to the Cox store to pay my internet bill. My internet went out last night at about midnight while I was in the process of doing a whole bunch of stuff. I was so worried that I had got disconnected by forgetting to pay my bill because I couldn't remember for the life of me when I last paid my cable bill. Unfortunately, I was able to get through on Obama Phone 5 and get to an automated recording that identified mine as an area that had an outage and told me there was no point in connecting to customer service because they can't fix it. It's maintenance and blah, blah, blah. It'll be back on before 6 this morning. No! I'm not sure what time it did come back on. It did come back on before I fell asleep, but wow, I thought I could turn left right there. I didn't realize that was a no turn spot. I really needed to turn left right there. I guess I have to go in this entrance here. See, it would have been all that much better for me to use the freeway, because if I'd used that 3/4 of a mile of freeway to get from Indian School to Highland, I would have been on that ramp to the right at that stoplight, and I know I can go straight through that intersection because I've done that before. Always learning slightly better ways to navigate to where I'm going. And subtle details that your GPS app would never, ever incorporate. So if you're having a little computer voice telling you where to turn and where to go, you're not really doing it right. Try using your brain. That's why we have brains. And also to remind us to eat, breathe, and fuck. Floor and decor, stone laminate. Yeah, that's something I'm not remotely in the market for. So yeah, my Cox bill is not paid, but while I was on the phone, I was able to get in the automated messaging a reminder that my bill is due within a few days. So, perfect time to handle it, since it's not far from my mental health clinic, my LifeWell clinic there on Mitchell Drive, over here to the Cox store. Now granted, I could have done this bill payment on the phone, but I'm a lot more comfortable doing it in person. Oh, look, there's somebody running pallets on a pickup truck. If I had a pickup truck, that's something I would definitely do on the side. I don't know why I'm still so fascinated by wood pallets, but there's a part of me that will always be the pallet guy. After this, I think I'm going to try to get over to Rob's shop. I was thinking about going to the Fry's here and getting some groceries, but that's going to consume a whole lot of time I don't want to waste. And on top of that, it's a lot busier right now at Fry's than I want to contend with. Oh, for a dead mall, Colonnade is popping right now. Of course, this isn't the Colonnade Mall of my childhood. There's very little left of the inside mall, but that's the entrance to it right there on the right. There's really not much in the way of stores inside the mall anymore. Almost everything has been replaced by outside strip mall type stores, as we're seeing. This is the liveliest I've seen this area in a long time. Yeah, after this I'm going to head over to Rob's shop. I feel guilty that I haven't talked to Rob in quite a while. Of course, between here and there, I should probably stop at the bank and get some cash. That would be helpful. Just check my bank account, and my direct deposit for MLS is already hit. So I'm actually sitting pretty good for money for this time of the month. Wow, did y'all see that metallic green Tesla Model Y? That's awesome. There's somebody backing out an old school car. So, going up to the next entrance. That's a pretty nice Corvette convertible off to the left as well. See that? It's like burnt orange. That's a neat car. Oh, what I'm not seeing is parking spots. I don't think there's any parking spots to my left. All right, here's somebody using an electric vehicle. I'm not gonna lie, there's a part of me that kind of wants to come up on one of those. And am I handicapped? Hell no. I have no mobility issues at all. But there's no law that says you have to have mobility issues to use one of those. I look at it as just any other viable PEV. Well, shit. Some gridlock being caused by somebody driving a Brinks armored car. Speaking of armored cars, I just had a job offer. Well, not an offer, but what do you call it when you're a job recommendation. We think this would be a good job for you from ZipRecruiter to drive, not for Brinks, but for another company, servicing ATMs and driving armored cars. It was an interesting enough job recommendation that I read the description, but I pretty much decided that no, that is not a job worth leaving or reducing my hours at MLS for, even though it pays more. It doesn't pay enough more to cover all the risks that are involved. Plus, I got a feeling they would probably have a problem with my background check anyway.